It's tricky. I don't like how
Yeah.
you can't have more than like one host. It's a weird
Yeah, I'm sorry about
thing.
that.
No, that's okay. Um, so if you're not local to Kansas City or maybe haven't been to a meeting or what have you, I'll just share with you guys a little bit about how I got involved with It Works, and then you can just ask me any follow up, or if you want me to talk about something specific, I'm happy to do that. So I enrolled in May of 2012. I had a 6 week old baby girl and a 2 year old. And I was actually a customer first. So I had seen my sponsor, Connie Jo Lucas, and her sister, Christina Taylor, posting about wraps on Facebook. And their sister, Andrea, and I were good friends from law school. And so I didn't know Connie and Christina super well, but I knew them well enough that if they were talking about these, they're kind of a no-nonsense family. And they're very skeptical and like leery of any and everything in the world. So I knew that if they were talking about these wraps, that they must be awesome. So I had just had a baby, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I totally am on board with this. Sign me up for these things. I'd never heard of them. So I was a customer first. I got the wraps. I didn't use them right when I got them. I was busy, and I threw them under the cupboard. I might have been hiding them from my husband. I don't know. That might have happened. But so there's a point there too. You guys don't get frustrated with your people, because life, happens. And I thought, oh, right away I would be slapping that thing on immediately, but I had a new baby, and it was crazy, and I just wasn't taking time for myself. Like my mind wasn't there to take a minute for myself. But I had an event coming up. We were actually hosting like a dinner club thing, where I was going to see a bunch of friends that I hadn't seen for a long time since I'd had the baby. And that was my motivation to get these wraps on. So I used the wraps. I loved them. I could tell a difference right away. And probably a couple of days after I had done them, Connie sent me a text, and she just said, how are you liking your wraps? And I said, oh, I love them. I can't wait to do the next one. And she sent me a text back and said, you should sell these wraps with me. So I always say, like, those 7 words changed our whole life, changed everything for our family, changed my entire future. Those 7 words. And had she never asked me that, I never would have done this business with anybody else, because you're somebody's person. And so she was my person, because I knew, like I had said before, they aren't somebody that would have fallen for some scam or something dumb or something that wasn't lucrative. Their family are entrepreneurs. And so I just knew that about them. They didn't know that I knew that, but that was in my mind when I was considering in those moments whether to take this seriously or not. And so I tell everybody, I had never done anything like this before. I had never sold anything. I worked at Banana Republic in college. Like, that's it. I never wanted to sell anything. Direct sales annoyed me. I hated getting asked to people's parties. I hated getting asked to do catalog parties. I just didn't like it. I was ignorant to it. And I also just didn't take the time to learn anything about it. And I also think, honestly, I'll just be candid, I think other companies don't do it very well. And so it was a turnoff how I was approached about things, because it always felt very pressured and very like in the moment, you have to get something, you have to, spend money here. So it was really turn off for me. I don't like sales. I don't do well in those situations. And so I had never, ever considered it. But for whatever reason, and I know now, I decided to say yes because I thought, I have enough friends that are new moms, that I could at least sell enough product to pay for my product. And I knew I was going to be buying the product anyway. So I thought, well, if I'm going to recommend these to my friends, they might as well just get them from me. It's dumb to send them to Connie when I could be making some money too. So I signed up, and the next day, I will never forget this. My daughter was still in a pack and play next to our bed, and she was down for a nap, and my other daughter was at daycare, and I walked in to get her up from nap, and I just had this overwhelming moment of regret and fear, and I just felt this anxiety come over me, and I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. I when I bought my kid, I bought an extra box of wraps to go with it. So I don't know what it was. It was like $180 or something with tax. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. What did I just do? That was so stupid. But I had already posted about it on Facebook. And so I was like, well, now I can't. I said I was doing this, I can't now be like, oh, never mind, that was dumb. My computer got hacked. I'm really not doing this, So I look back now and I think that fear was really good for me, because I then was like, oh my gosh, I really have to do something with this now, because I've said that I'm going to do it and I can't look like an idiot, so I'm really going to have to figure this out. So I started researching everything that I could about the business. And when I tell you that I went diamond with a baby on my chest, I went diamond with a baby on my chest, you guys. I had Mason every day. I had a newborn, and I would, she would only sleep on me. You guys know, that have, are new moms or have had, tiny babies that, the minute you try to lay them down somewhere, they wake up. And so I just was on my phone, and I taught myself this business, and I did a bunch of research on it, and I did a bunch of research on direct sales and network marketing. And I needed to feel confident, not in so much of, I have to have every answer to every question, but I had to feel confident in that what I was doing was legit. Because I knew that I was going to get a ton of haters, because I am an attorney, and, you just don't do that. And I was worried that people were going to be like, oh man, they are struggling. She must really be a terrible attorney, because she's selling wraps, body wraps on the side. Oh, that's so sad. That poor, precious little girl she's the president of our law school class, and now look, gosh darn it. That was in my mind that, that's what was happening. So I needed to feel confident that this was a business that was legitimate, that was stable, that wasn't this dog and pony show where they had this one person that had been successful, that had gotten in 20 years ago, and then they just paraded this. I needed to essentially make sure that Lori Conway, which was the person that we all, Connie's enroller is Lori. And so I kept hearing this name. I needed to make sure that that wasn't the only person in the entire world that was successful with this company. So those things, when I started to feel more confident in, what I had my hands on as far as a product and as far as an opportunity, I didn't care anymore. Yeah. I was oh my gosh, this is a huge opportunity for me. Yeah. And if I blow this, then I'm the idiot, this is a great opportunity. And so then I really started taking it seriously. And you guys, I just put my head down and worked, and I did not know what I was doing. So if you're new, or even if you're relaunching your business, or you're coming back in and you feel I have no idea what I'm talking about. All I know is that I love the wraps, or I loved the stretch mark cream, or, I didn't even know they had other products when I signed up. I thought it was the wraps and that was it. That's okay. it truly is okay, because you guys have an amazing team, an amazing leader that is always going to be able to provide you with the answers to specifics. All you need is a positive energy and an aggressiveness that isn't pushy, but that isn't like wilting. You can't be ashamed or nervous or scared about your business. This is your business, and no one else is going to be able to convince your people that this is a good thing but you. So you need to be, I use the word aggressive because I think it's on point. And I have had periods of time where I wasn't as aggressive, and people mirror my energy. Yeah. So, I push people a little bit, but I do it in a way that doesn't make them get on the defensive. I'll do things where I'll send messages to somebody and I'll be like, have I driven you crazy yet? Like I put it on me a little bit, and I'll be like, yep, I'm a total psycho stalker. But the only reason that I am is because I think you're so great. And if I didn't think you were so great, I really wouldn't care that much. I would just move on. But I'm going to bug you until you basically block me or, join my team. This is basically your two options in life right now. So people feel at ease, but they also feel like it's a call to action. Like, okay, she's really going to make me answer this question. So I learned that because I just jumped in and I started doing. And it's the doing that gives you the confidence to be able to draw people in with your energy. It's you actually doing the things, not learning the things. It's the doing the things. Sometimes I think the learning becomes so overwhelming that you just shut down a little bit. So I want you guys to start doing things, and make sure you're doing things that scare you. Because if they don't scare you, then it's not going to, your business isn't going to progress by just doing things that you feel comfortable doing. Because that's just all, that's very small portion of your influence is, right where you feel safe and secure, and nobody's going to say no if I only do these things, and I'm not going to feel like I want to puke if I send a message to these people. Your business is going to stay right there. Like, I have sent messages to people that I seriously felt like I was going to fall out, like call 911. I can't. Does somebody have an oxygen? Is there a defibrillator anywhere near? Because I'm going to have an anxiety attack. And there have been people after those messages that it went great. And there have been people after that messages that it totally wow. Like, that was even worse than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay, because I'm still here. I'm still alive. Nothing bad happened, and for every one person that I've had a huge disappointment from in this business, I've had 5 that have totally blown me away and taken me by surprise. So don't let that, if I always say to Channing, my husband, if it scares you, then that means you're supposed to do it, because you wouldn't feel that nervous energy if it wasn't something that was going to bring about big results. So if it scares you, I truly, truly am a believer that means God is telling you, yep, do that. Do it. Whatever it is that is making you so nervous, those are the exact things that you have to be doing to push your business forward. Don't you think that's true, Ash?
Yeah, so true. Oh, gosh, you said so many good things in there. Just really quick, Christine asked a question and said, what kind of message are you sending to those people? The ones basically on your chicken list that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to barf if I
Okay, I'm going to send you guys, you know what? Let me see if I can find it on my phone really quick. Okay. And I will send it to Ashley. This is a message that I've been sending out recently. And I have had so many positive responses from it. I actually signed 2 girls on Friday that I have been working on since the fall. Okay, so here, I'm just going to read you guys this message, and I will send this to Ashley so you guys can 100% copy this and just use it and claim it. So this is a girl that I've been working on since I was still in Memphis, so it was the fall.
Yeah.
And this is what it says. Are you getting sick of me following up with you yet? Ha! I have had so many ladies over the last 4 years that have come back and said, thanks for always remembering me and following up and harassing me and never giving up on me. If you wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't be where I am today. This business has changed my whole life. I never forget that, and I never take it for granted. Sometimes I worry about people getting annoyed with me or irritated that I just won't stop. But I refuse to give up on anyone because I know people need a solution to their problems, and I want to help be that solution for them through this opportunity. So just wishing you a happy Friday and letting you know that I'm not giving up on you, and I'm asking you boldly again to join me and let me help you. Your 2016 can be the year that everything changed. And then I just say, because we're always supposed to end with a question, so what do you say? And this girl, I don't know if you can see this. Where's my camera?
There it is.
It just says, I'm ready.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great.
And I had 2 people sign up on Friday for that. I had a couple of others that every response that I got back from sending that was very positive.
Yeah, that's a great.
Everybody was like, oh my gosh, I know, I totally need to be doing this. Like, I'm ready. I'm just waiting on my taxes, or I'm ready. I'm just, I didn't have one negative response. And I got, I decided this year that I'm totally going to be bold, and I just ask people. I don't mealy mouth around anymore because it doesn't ever get anywhere. I'm driving a train and it's like I put the brake on myself sometimes because I don't want to be too pushy or aggressive or, but I say to people, I am boldly asking you to join me. Do this with me. And it almost feels better because then I feel like I'm not hiding the ball here. Like, I'm asking you.
Yeah.
I am asking you, and I am asking you to make a decision. And I feel like that has really gotten me a lot more definitive answers than just people saying like, okay, well, let me think about it. People kind of feel on the spot a little bit, and that's what I need. I need you to I need some activity. So like, either we're going to keep doing this dance for a little bit, or we're not. Either you're going to join me, or like we're going to get a plan in place for you to join me, or this might be over for us.
Well, and I think just being, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
to. No, you're fine.
I think just being real with people is so important. Yeah. Like, that came from your heart. That was true. All of that was true. It's like, sometimes we send these like messages that are so generic and so just not heartfelt and not us. And, and that's the kind of messages that people are rolling their eyes at and being like, why are you still sending me messages? If somebody came to me with that message, I try to think about myself when I send messages. Like, if I got this message, how would it make me feel?
Yeah.
And so many times we're sending, when we're following up with so many people, sometimes it can become that where you're just sending these generic messages out that aren't heartfelt, and people can see that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great message because it's so from the heart and just real and true.
And Maindra said something the other week. We had her as a guest on our team Zoom, and it really struck me. 2 things, actually, that I really, they've really just been sitting with me a lot. The first one was, don't get addicted to the outcome. And I loved that. Don't get addicted to getting yes, I want to join your team. Like, don't get addicted to that. Get addicted to building that relationship. So, all of those steps that I took forward when I sent those messages last Friday were all positive steps in the right direction, right? So I loved that she said that because I get caught up in that a lot. Like, I just need to complete these steps. Like, yes, that's true, but you can't get addicted to the outcome. You have to get addicted to the process. Because you're always going to be in the process. Don't think for 1 second, you guys, that when you hit ambassador or when you hit Black Diamond, that then all of a sudden it's just like, I don't have to do any of this anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I've arrived. It's never going to be like this. like that. This is a career, and you're going to have phases of your career that are going to be different and look different and feel different, but it's never going to be like, oh, I don't ever have to do any of this ever again. If that's your goal, it's not going to happen. It's just not. I was talking with another leader that was saying like that this whole 2.0 thing has changed everything, and that that's this company's job, is to keep people at whatever level pushing, and so they always have to be motivated, and you always have to be motivated by something. So I loved when she said, don't get addicted to the outcome, and I kind of take that a step further and say, get addicted to the process, get addicted to the relationship building. And the other thing that she said that I really feel is so true, and a lot of times we're not going to know what the problems are, but she said, be a solution to somebody's problem. So I truly feel like my job in building that relationship through recruiting is to find out what their problem is that's even making this something they're curious about. And it doesn't have to be money.
Right.
It doesn't. I would say most of the time it is. Probably 80% of the time they're looking to solve a money problem. But a lot of times they don't have any friends. They don't feel connected. They don't feel a part of anything. Maybe it is they've moved away and they don't have any friends in their new town. Maybe they've gone through a divorce, and yes, there's some money issues there, but they just want to feel connected to adults again and have relationships again. There's so many things that this business provides. Don't get locked into thinking that you know why someone's joining. You don't. Connie had no clue why I would say yes. I'm sure she never thought I would. I think she just thought, I'm supposed to ask people this, so I'm going to. I was from the outside looking at me, you guys, no one would ask me to be a part of this business. I was an attorney. I was very successful in law school. I worked in corporate America. I had an amazing in-house job. My husband was successful and had a great career. We had a nice home. We had 2 children, but we were drowning in debt, literally suffocating in debt. And I stayed awake at night, worried about that and feeling so much guilt about that. And no one knew that. I mean, we went to go see a bankruptcy attorney, a few months, I would say probably 8 months before I started this business. And I was so humiliated at that meeting. I was sitting in this office with this attorney. I'm an attorney. And I was having to ask him, like, is this going to affect my law license? All of these things. I was mortified, you guys. And so what I really want you guys to understand is here was the journey, really, in essence. I was sitting in a bankruptcy attorney's office getting my options on whether or not we should file for bankruptcy. And 3 years later, I retired from that job as an attorney. If you guys aren't taking this opportunity like that serious, no. you need to, because that's what this opportunity does for people. I was on the verge of filing for bankruptcy, and 3 years later, I quit my full-time job. And this has been a tough year for us. We've had a lot of changes. We've had a lot of unexpected things happen on our journey. And not one second ever have we ever had to worry about money. Not for 1 minute. We've had other things that we've, stressed about, and, is this the best thing for our family? And is this the best thing? But it's never one time been about money. And it's never one time been about, my husband having to make a choice about an opportunity that he was presented with based on the salary that was offered. Never one time. We took a huge salary cut when we moved back to Kansas City from Memphis. Huge. But we knew, like, okay, what do we need? And it was never based on money. and in the freedom that comes with able to make decisions about your life and your children's life that are not tied to finances. You guys, I've never known a freedom like that. I didn't know this business could give me that, but I am telling you right now that it does, and it can, and it will. And I'm not the only one that can tell that story. So this isn't like I'm like the dancing bear and you're never going to hear of it. It's always, comes circles back to me like, oh, I've heard this a million times. There are hundreds upon thousands of people that could sit here and tell you the same story right now. And if that doesn't get you fired up, I need you to check your pulse right now. For real.
Yeah.
This opportunity is once in a lifetime. And you need to wake up every morning with that in your mind. I cannot be wasting time with this because somebody else is going to seize the moment. You guys have to seize the moment. And what I'm telling my team right now is there's a lot of times in this business that you have to fight against the current. There are seasons of this business where it feels like, man, I'm on this treadmill and I just don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. And that's all business. That isn't just us. That's just business. There's cyclical cycles, that every business goes through. You guys, you are on the top of the wave right now. If you're a surfer, like you've paddled, you've gotten out there, you are and you can just ride down. But that doesn't mean like, oh, I just get to kick back. It means like you're balancing, you're doing your part, you've had all this training, you're doing all the things you need to be doing. And corporate is the wave that is just propelling your business forward with these bonuses. Just this time of year in general, conference, all the things that they offered, this new product. You guys don't miss March and April. Don't do it because you'll wake up in September and be like, I was an idiot. Like that was, when you want to talk about the land of milk and honey, you are in it right now. Do whatever it takes. There's not going to be any balance. It's going to be messy. Your kids are going to eat out and eat cereal. Your laundry is going to pile up. Your husband is going to be rolling his eyes in a major way. Your life is going to be a total mess. And that is okay. That is okay, because that is what success looks like. That is what it looks like. It's not going to be clean and pretty and tied up with a bow and 8 to 5. That is not what entrepreneurship looks like, you guys, and that's okay. That is a myth when people talk about balance. It really is a myth, and this is the time of year. I will definitely say March, April, May, June, where your life is going to be completely out of balance. You're going to feel like a crazy person. You're going to cry. You're going to feel completely overwhelmed. And then 5 minutes later, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like this just happened. Like I just did it. And it's going to make it all worth it. Do not miss this 120 days. I promoted to double diamond, triple diamond, and presidential diamond during this chunk of time. So I had one promotion that was outside of this window. All the 3 others were inside of this window, and it's not a fluke.
That's too. You know better than me because I can't remember what. Steph somehow remembers months.
Yours was August, December, April, August.
I do not know how you know that. I don't even know. I cannot remember what month.
I'm a weirdo.
But you're so right. I mean, this time of year is just insane. And you have a choice. Like your choice is either you go all in right now, or like you said, in September, October, November, December, you're looking back on this year and going, oh my gosh, why did I not work harder? And I will tell you that was 2015 for me. 2015, I did not work hard during this season, and my business reflected that. And, and this year I vowed I will never, ever let this season slip by me again, because I mean, the things that you can do in these short months is real. And I say it all the time. We won the lottery. Like,
Yeah.
like this is, I mean, this is pretty much, we won the lottery. And it's just, I don't even know how to explain what we have our hands on. I mean, you just have to believe it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you do. And I know what it feels like to be scared of success. And I'll tell you guys this right now. Fear of success is far more of a problem for people than fear of failure, because people think that they're not equipped for success. And I'm telling you right now, I know you guys have heard this. I'm sure most of you have heard this before, and I truly believe this because I know that this was 100% my situation. You know, there's a saying that says God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And 100%. So if you're on this Zoom tonight, you've been called to this and you feel like you're ill-equipped. I get it. I feel like I'm ill-equipped. I have leaders ask me for things all the time. And I'm sitting here at my desk like, I'm not good at that. I don't think I can do that. I don't know. I'm not your person. I feel like that every day, you guys. That's just life. You're never going to feel equipped to do something until you do it. So you guys have to quit avoiding feeling uncomfortable. You guys have to quit avoiding pushing into that fear. You have to quit avoiding that, because that's the only way that your business is going to grow. And I'll tell you this. It's very important for you to speak life into your life, to speak life into your family, to speak life into your business, to speak life into your friendships. Speak it, audibly speak it. And so you guys can't see this, but like I'll just pull one down. So like I have my desk and I have these sticky notes and they're all over. There's probably, I don't know, 30 or 40. And they all say something. So that one's, I'm generous. I am disciplined. I am talented. I am determined. I am energetic. And so I have all of these things. And so I sit down at my desk every day and the first thing I do is I look to my left and I say, I am forgiven. I am victorious. I am secure. I am beautiful. I am equipped. I am free. I am courageous. I am confident. I am well able. I am focused. I am healthy. I am approved. I am patient. I am motivated. I am kind. I am qualified. I am empowered. I am anointed. I am happy. I am prosperous. I am successful. I am wise. I am valuable. I am prepared. I am generous. I am disciplined. I am talented. I am determined. I am energetic. I am blessed. I am redeemed. I am a child of the Most High God. And then I always end it with, I am ambassador. And I say it out loud every single day. And sometimes my girls will hear me and they'll be like, oh, we're doing our I ams. And so they'll start saying their little I ams, like, I am a ballerina, or, I am Rapunzel, whatever they, say. But it is important for you guys to say things that are life-giving, that are positive affirmations, that you feel maybe inside that you aren't. That's okay. You can't control those feelings, but what you can control is what comes out of your mouth and what you act on. And I'm a true believer that when God hears people say these things, he's like, okay. I'm a true believer that you have to claim your life. You have to claim who you are out in this world. And when you start saying things, things change, and it becomes a part of who you are and your energy. And it's just important for you guys to borrow the belief of others if you don't have it in yourself. And we're here to tell you, we believe in you. You wouldn't be here if we didn't believe in you. And it's so crucial for you guys to know that you are a solution to someone's problem. And it's kind of selfish if you guys are just hiding that solution because you're scared. And I'll just say that. I think it's really selfish when people just sit on this opportunity and, hem and haw and keep their mouths shut, because you are a solution to somebody's problem. And it's almost like you're saying, well, you're not worth it, me feeling uncomfortable for 15 seconds because I don't want to feel those feelings, but I really do have a solution to your problem, but I'm not going to share it with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. And I think that, just all of that positivity and being able to change your energy, it will change your business. It will change your entire life, because I see so many people come into this business that maybe don't practice that, maybe don't have that kind of energy. And it's like the moment that they get that, the moment that they understand how powerful their words are, how powerful their positivity is, it completely changes everything. It completely changes everything. And you were talking about how Connie and Christina were, the people that you trusted. And so that's why you said yes. And I feel like a lot of that comes from, because you're not ever going to be that person for somebody when you're negative, when you don't trust your own self, when you don't believe in yourself, when you're not confident, when you're not generous, when you're not speaking life into yourself, into other people. And you're never going to be that person that people trust until you start living that way. And I think that is so vital for our businesses, is to live inside of that positive space, because otherwise your business can't flourish. Your business can't grow on negative energy. It just can't. You have to be a positive, excited, passionate person in order for people to believe you and to trust you and to want to be a part of what you are a part of.
And even more than your business, I 100% agree with all that. Your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your life can't be, joyful, and your life, you're not going to draw positive things to you with a negative mind and always being, a naysayer or somebody that looks at the glass half empty all the time. I have moments of that for sure. I have moments of that. Everybody does. We're not, and I'm not telling you not to be authentic. What I am telling you is, before you speak negativity, think about it, and think about, what is this going to do to make the situation better? Is this going to be a positive change, or is this just going to dig the hole deeper? And, this business has changed me in so many ways, and that's one of them. I wouldn't say I was a negative person when I got into this business, but I was somebody that always was like, well, I'm a realist, and I'm going to look at all angles of this thing, and the likelihood is that this isn't going to work. Or I used to hide my fear of failure or fear of of things not working out by saying, oh, I just keep it real, I'm just a realist. And I still keep it real. I had a little moment last night on Facebook, but I still keep it real, but I keep it real in a way that is positive. Like, hey, if you can't jump on this train, that's okay, because I'm still going to be successful. I think that it's so important that you change your mind, and that is going to change your life. It's crucial to know that when you're negative, the only people that you're going to draw to you are negative people. And people that respond and relate to that. And the saying is true, misery loves company. It is true. It is so true, that miserable people flock to miserable people. And, if you guys are struggling with that, or struggling with a negative team, or struggling with, people not supporting you or not being on board, or, negative Nancy's, the first thing I recommend to people is, what are you doing? What are you putting out there? What is your energy? How are you responding? Check yourself, because it's really the only thing that you can control is, what words you're saying, what, influence you're giving. And that all needs to come from a very positive, uplifting, good space. And I'm the queen of tough love. But I never do it from a place of negativity. I always do it from a place of, we need to have this conversation because I care about you enough. And let's work through it. You know, people say things all the time. Ashley and I have conflicts, and she's one of my best friends in the whole world. And we have times where we disagree, or somebody will do something that hurt one of the other's feelings. And we love each other enough that we can just say, okay, here's the situation. I'm sure you didn't intend this, but I was hurt when this, that, or the other happened. And then we're adult enough because we care about each other, and our goal is always to further the friendship. Okay, oh my gosh, I feel terrible and awful about that. I apologize, or what have you. But it's never in the intent that I would ever have with her or anyone else would be, oh, I'm going to make her feel terrible. Or, I'm feeling so bad, I want her to feel so bad. You have to make sure that your intent is always pure, and that needs to be with your team. That needs to be with people that you're approaching about joining your business. That just needs to be in life. If you're trying to, have a growing and flourishing business, that isn't going to happen when you're negative about everyone else, what they're doing, what they're not doing. Oh, this person promoted, she doesn't work as hard as I do. You can't think like that. You can't. It does nothing to change the things that you want to change. You're going to stay stuck right there.
Right.
And, I've had moments, in this business where have felt like begrudgingly towards someone else, but you have zero clue the struggle that anyone else had to get to where they are. You have no idea. Zero idea. Don't think that you know, because you don't. And no one promotes or has positive things happen to them in this business because it was just like a fluke and a fairy came and picked them. That doesn't happen. And I'll just be real honest about this, and I'll say it about myself. The reason that there are other people in this business that are ambassador that either have been in a shorter time than me, or, whatever the case would be, the reason that they're ambassador is because they've worked harder than I have. And so I'll say that to you, and I'll say it to my own team. The reason someone else is triple diamond and you are not is because they worked harder than you did. And that's just the bottom line. And that's not a put down. And the best thing about that is it's totally fixable.
Yeah.
Like, just get to work. And I have to tell myself that every single day, but it truly is, you get out what you put in. And maybe it might not be in your timing.
Right.
But it truly is, you get out what you put in. And, it's not, maybe you don't know how. That's not your job to know how. I don't know how I'm going to go ambassador either. But I know I will. And I just let God figure out the how, and I just do the things that I know are effective and successful, and I just stay the course every day, and I keep doing the same things because I know they work. I just have to work.
Right. Yeah, so good. That is a perfect lead in to our last question, which is, what kind of things should we be doing daily to be sure that we're taking full advantage of this business compensation plan this season? What kind of things are you doing daily to make sure that you are working as hard as you can?
Okay, I right now, I think it's really important for you guys, and this is something that I really struggle with, but that I know pays off in huge ways for me, is when you're working your business, whether you have a 15-minute block, or whether you have an hour, or whether it's, late at night and you have 2 hours, you have to be laser focused on your business. You can't be screwing around. And that's really hard for me because I'm a little ADD. And so, I'll be having this Zoom with you guys, but my phone, this hasn't happened, but I'm just saying, I can hear a text came in. And so then my mind is like, oh, I wonder what that text is. Do you know what I mean? And so then I'm over here, and then I get lost because I see something else on my phone, and then I haven't done anything.
Yep.
You have to either And if that means you have to like shut Facebook off and just be in Messenger or text with people and not, you have to be focused in whatever business building activities you're doing. You have to get rid of the other distractions because you'll be so scattered you'll never get anything done. I'm totally working my hundreds list again and again and again and again and again. And honestly, you get crossed off of my list two ways. You block me, which happens, or you join my team.
Yep.
And those are the only two ways that you get off of my list. And so that is something that I'm really working on, and just following up with people with those kinds of messages, or old loyal customers, reaching out to them about, maybe thinking about earning some extra money, or, I'm in a huge recruiting push right now because I honestly feel like right now the products the loyal customers kind of come in a lot easier because people are in the season of coming to you. I'm posting about products and doing that kind of stuff, but my active, reaching out and following up is recruiting based. And I will tell you guys this too. A lot of people ask me questions about, I have all these dead legs, or I have all these people that aren't working the business anymore. What do you do to rejuvenate them? I don't. So I just rebuild it. So if there's a Ruby that's dead, they're boxed for Ruby, well, that doesn't mean anything. I'll just be really honest, and you guys can 100% disagree with me. Just from my perspective, when I don't care for when people have I'm boxed for diamond, or congratulations on being boxed for emerald, or boxed for executive, or, whatever. Because that doesn't mean anything. Like, it's great, but that doesn't mean anything, because, I have friends that have been boxed for ambassador for like 3 years, and they're not ambassador. Like, it doesn't.
I've got whole double diamond legs that are boxed for double diamond, and no.
I have a girl whose account is canceled. I'm like, you're boxed for triple. It's like, it doesn't mean anything. And I understand the intent is like to motivate and praise, and I get that, and I support that. It's just something that you won't see me doing, because I think it gives a false sense of I've arrived, or now my job is done. Your job is not done. Your job just started. Because the volume and the stability of that structure is the most important part. And so I'll tell you guys this. For me, it has been a lot easier to just scrap it, or find one person in there that really wants to work, or two people, or what have you, and then work with them, place distributors if I have to, help them recruit, get on voice messaging with them with a potential, or do a 3-way call, help them build it. And here's what I tell my new people. And I have my team tell their new people, because I think it's that new fresh energy and blood in your business that are going to allow you to help those promotions happen this season. It's not resurrecting old dead legs. It's bringing new life and new blood into your organization. And I just tell people, listen, look, tonight, this is what you need to do. You're like, go through your emergency contact list on your phone legitimately and get those people to be customers for you. Like, that is your goal. And getting those new distributors, those 4 new loyal customers, and making that be, you want to talk about what I do on a daily basis, that's what I do. My new distributors and my team's new distributors, I am a hawk on getting them their first 4 loyal customers, because that's what's going to build a strong and stable business. Because then those distributors, when they assign someone, are going to think like, okay, man, we are on like a time crunch. We got to get those 4. And it's that new blood, those new customers, that new energy that's going to propel your business to double, triple promote in this next 4 months. It's not worrying about who didn't do what, and this girl's not running her auto ship anymore, and this girl didn't renew. Forget that. Don't waste time on that. Use your time wisely, and that is bringing in people that are energized, that aren't jaded, that aren't negative, that really want you to be a solution to their problem and help them get those first 4 customers. I truly believe that is the answer to the whole thing. And if you've been sitting for a while and you haven't promoted, do that. Find somebody that wants to work. And if it's, if you were diamond at one time and you look down on your diamond chart and you have 1 person working, okay.
Right.
You know how many people I still have working from my diamond chart? 2.
Yeah.
And guess what? They're both triple diamond. So you stick around long enough and you don't quit, you promote.
Yeah.
And you build a successful business. And it might not happen at lightning speed. Who cares?
Right. Who cares?
Do what you can in the moment. Do what you can in this season. Man, move mountains right now, you guys, because I'm telling you, this is my 4th, spring crazy busy season, and there's nothing like it. If you guys thought February was crazy for promotions, like if you were watching your news feed on Monday night, like mind blown.
I was, and I've been in almost 4 years.
You have seen nothing. You have seen nothing. Next, the 31st of this month, you're going to be blown away by what people are doing. Don't be on the other side of that. Be in it.
Yeah.
Be one of those people in the feed. Don't, do something to make yourself proud this month, you guys. I said to my team the other night, do something so that on the 31st of March, you have a reason to be doing a dance with your family in the living room. Give your kids a reason to celebrate with you on the 31st. Give your husband a reason to hug you and say, I'm so proud of you. Like, you did this. Give your best friends a reason to take you out and celebrate. Make yourself proud. Don't be sitting on the other side, oh man, she did it. Oh, geez. Don't be that girl. Be the one that someone else is saying, what? Oh my gosh, she did it. She said she was going to do it and she did it. Be that girl.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, you're going to feel amazing. And there's no easier time to do it than right now.
Yeah. And whether that's executive or whether that's the ambassador.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Right.
Any promotion is amazing. I mean, Ashton, we were talking to Mackenzie the other day and she was like, oh my gosh, I was out and I looked at my phone to see if I went executive, and I did, because she's on her 2.0 spot. She was so hyped about going executive. And this last month, she was so excited about going Ruby. It's not about the level or where you are on a graph. It's about setting a goal and accomplishing a goal. When I'm helping my personally enrolled, I had a personally enrolled that went Emerald and 2 personally enrolleds that went Ruby under her. When I'm helping them and things are starting to come together, you guys, I'm so hyped. That doesn't happen just because, at Diamond and above. Like any goal that you set, if it's to be a 400, that last loyal that comes in and puts you at 402, that's amazing. And you're helping somebody's business grow by being a successful entrepreneur. And you're going to have somebody in turn that comes into your business that does the same thing for you. But do it now. Man, you guys, I can't stress enough how important this next 4 months is. And it just needs the intensity with which you're pursuing these goals. Every month you need to be taking huge strides towards them.
Yeah.
And every month, every week.
Yeah. And you just can't be making excuses. That's just the bottom line. Like, you just keep making excuses. You have to work your business every single day with a passion and a drive. And yeah, like you said, that was so good. Make yourself proud on the 31st. Like, be that girl that you're proud of on the 31st, whatever that looks like. Go do that. So, oh my God.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And don't, sometimes I feel like people, I had like a hardcore tough love call with my team the other night. And the only reason I do that is because I love them so much and I see so much in them. If I didn't care, I would be like, yeah, you guys are doing great. That's awesome. Let me know. I don't spend a lot of time and energy on people that I don't care about and that I don't see something special in. But I said, I don't want to hear these excuses of, oh, well, that's so easy for Steph to say because like she, does this full time and has a nanny to watch her kids and her other girls are at school. Like she, that's, easy for her to say now. Let me tell you something. Every single promotion I ever got, I was working full time as an attorney, full time. So probably about 60 hours a week as an attorney. And I had to be like I can't screw that job up. Millions of dollar contracts that I'm writing and drafting. So it was a hardcore job. When I started, I had a 2-year-old, I had a 6-week-old. In that time, I got pregnant and had another baby. After I went presidential, you guys, I worked for a whole year. So I don't want to hear about whether you're using me as your excuse or anyone else as your excuse. Oh, well, that's easy for them to say because they don't have to work a full-time job. Nope. You don't get to say it. It's not easy for anyone because of anything. It's not easy, but It's worth it.
Yep.
So Don't let yourself fall into that trap of, oh, well, everybody else can do this because everybody else has X. No, because maybe they have X, but they also have RSTL, all these other things that you don't have to deal with. They have a child with disability. They're caring for an aging parent. Their husband just lost a job. They just lost their medical insurance. Everybody has a lot of stuff. So don't let yourself fall into that trap of, oh, somebody has it easier than I have, and that's why they're successful. No, they're successful because they overcame all the crap that they have, and they worked harder, and they did it.
Right. Yeah. Okay, we're going to end on this, but somebody had a question. She said, I have so many loyals and so many distributors, potentials that I've been talking to, and I feel like a broken record. And this is what I was going to ask you when you talked about your hundreds list. You're going through your hundreds list, but that's never just 100. And I feel like so many people get stuck on following up with the same 10 people.
Yeah.
You have to keep building that list. You have to keep talking to people.
You do, and it's called network marketing for a reason because it's all about your network. And so my network now doesn't have anybody on it that I had when I started. So, if I was still like asking my aunt, hey, Aunt Vonnie, no, she doesn't. You've been asking her for 4 years. No, she just doesn't want to hurt your feelings, but she does not want to try the peel. 100% doesn't want your peel. Like she doesn't want to tell you that because she's going to see you at Easter, but she goes to Estee Lauder. She does not want your peel. So like you have to be growing your network. You have to, and you have to be building your audience. And, I don't have one technique that is better than the other. And I also don't feel like it's a responsibility as leaders to baby step you through everything. Like you're all grown women. You're all capable enough to get on this Zoom tonight. Like you can figure out, Google, how do I build my network? Get every single person that you meet out that's, that you're blitzing or what have you. Your goal, honestly, it isn't really to have them become a distributor or a loyal customer right there on the spot or what have you. It's to get them on Facebook. It's to get them to be a witness to your life and your business. The more people that you can get to be friends with you on your personal page, on your personal Facebook page where your whole life and your whole business and your whole adventure is happening, the more people you're going to sign as customers and distributors. And that's the bottom line. Right. And however you have to do that, there's a million different ways. There's 1.3 billion people on Facebook. 1.3 billion. So 15% of the world's population is right behind your computer screen. don't get stuck on the 10 people from your hometown.
Yeah.
Like, be innovative. Yeah, there's going to be some weirdos and creepers or whatever. We all have to deal with that. Dry cleaners have weirdo people walk into their business too. So if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to have to deal with some things that are in the real world. And that's just a fact of life.
Right.
But it's network marketing because you always have to be growing your network. My network now looks completely different than it did 4 years ago. I sign basically people that are strangers to me. I don't sign a lot of people now anymore that I have personal relationships with. Every once in a while, somebody will come and be like, all right, I've been watching you, but most of the people that I knew before this business, they know. I've talked to them. You can't be a broken record is the answer to that question. You have to be a new record for someone else.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be your neighbor or your the daycare lady at your church that you've talked to 15 times. Keep it in front of them. Always be open for business for anyone, but you have to build your network past what it is now.
Yep. So good. So good. And it just one more thing to add on that, as far as, you're saying, like, get everybody onto your personal Facebook page. That's so, so important. And that goes back to what I was talking about before of what kind of person are you on Facebook? What kind of person are you in your life? Because when those people get on your personal Facebook page, what are they seeing? You know, it's so important that your personal Facebook page is a place where people want to be, where people see you and they want to know what you're doing and all that. So I think that's super important. But yes, building your network. And like you said, there's a million different ways to build your network. There's not one way that's going to work for Steph that works for me or works for any of you guys. Like, you have to do what's comfortable for you. Do what's fun for you to build your network. All that means is making friends with people.
Yeah.
That's all that means. So wherever that is and wherever that's most comfortable and fun for you and a way for you to build your network, then do that. Find new friends. That's what we're trying to do here in this business, is find new friends.
And it's not just something that we do in network marketing, even though we put that in our industry title, network marketing. I mean, trust me, network lawyering. Like, right. All my friends that are attorneys that work for plaintiffs' firms or firms where they need clients, trust me, all they do 4 nights out of the week is go to happy hours where they can network with other attorneys so that when their Aunt Mildred breaks a hip at Sears, then they can be like, hey, I met Jessica. She was awesome. I met her at this networking thing. I bet she could do this personal injury case. Or somebody gets a speeding ticket and they're like, oh, I know, I met such and such. That's what people in business do. They go to events to meet new people that are going to refer them business. So that's all it is. It's nothing like, oh, we have to do this weird thing where we grow our network. No, that's the only way any business ever grows, is through referrals, through getting in front of new people.
Yep. So good. Oh, I feel like this has so much good information on it. So
yeah, it pumps me up too. I feel like
I know, me too.
I need my own pep talks a lot of time. So
I'm like, I want to get off here and work.
I know.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
I love you guys. You guys have a special place in my heart. I'm obsessed with this team. I'm so obsessed with Hope. It's almost unhealthy at this point. Hope, I love you to pieces, and I know double is happening for you this month, maybe triple. And you guys have such a rock star team. Ashley has so many leaders and just good, solid people that I adore. I watch you guys and I'm cheering for you, and you guys can move mountains this month. You just have to do it.
Yep. Thank you so much. It's taken.
Yeah, I love you, friend. I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Okay. See you later. Thank you.
Mwah.